if you like snow, today was an award winner, right?
Yes. Yeah. So you come in a little bit later than us. So how are the roads for you?
A lot better.
Good.
The snow is definitely on the lighter side. It was such a long weekend that I looked out my window and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot it snowed.
Yeah.
So there was a good amount. It wasn't that bad compared to Saturday morning. Was very, very wet, and this is definitely on the lighter side, which was good.
Yes.
You actually called it a long weekend? It was a long
No,
weekend?
not like that, Jeff. Not literally a long weekend. Just like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I woke up early a lot of the days, and it was busy. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It was a busy, busy weekend.
So we saw a lot of flakes on Saturday and
we
this
did.
morning, and we're talking a little bit about snowflakes and some details about them.
Yeah, some types of snowflakes, and then we'll talk about a little interesting question at the end. So there are 5 main snowflakes that we can see in the snow. We have thin plates, needles, hollow columns, stellar plates, and dendrites. We talked about dendrites last week with one of the Weather Trivia Wednesday questions. So all these different types of snow, and they actually had used temperature to determine what they look like. So a little interesting here. Here's our little thermometer.
Oh, cool.
So thin plates actually develop in temperatures that are between 25 to 32 degrees, and then it gets colder from there. Needles develop at 21 degrees to 25 degrees, and then we get colder, 14 degrees to 21 degrees with hollow columns. Stellar plates 10 to 14 degrees, 3 to 10 degrees for dendrites. Remember, it can't be too cold to snow, but it can be too dry. When it gets to the negatives, -8 to -3, stellar plates can form, and then hollow columns actually form when it falls below at -8 degrees.
I've never seen a snowflake shaped like that, almost like a cylinder. That's kind of, that's different.
I've definitely seen the needles, like on, sometimes they can be a little clumps, like on your jacket. So definitely, I like looking at the snowflakes on my jackets because you can try to figure out what kind of snowflake it is.
I kind of wish well, now I'm going to do that the next storm we get for sure.
And you know how like there's not all of them are the same, but there's definitely categories they can belong in. And now this one's interesting. We had 2 opportunities to see this weekend. Did you know that it actually, you can probably notice it gets pretty quiet after it snows? I noticed that this morning when I was cleaning my car off, and I definitely noticed again on Saturday. So fresh snowflakes can actually remove the daily sounds you hear, keeping things muffled and very, very quiet. But old snow, it gets pretty dirty and actually loses the ability to remove sound.
Nugget of the day
So
right
it's
there.
only a fresh snow that might
So it
make
becomes
things
very
quieter.
muffled. So you probably, so think about this, you know, we have several chances to see some snow over the next couple of days, and very active pattern we're in right now. When you're clearing your car or shoveling your driveway in the morning, try to listen. You probably won't hear too much. You know, it is a little early in the morning, but it'll probably be a lot more quiet than usual, because the snow acts as like a sound room.
Yeah,
I always thought it was just not as many cars out, and the birds aren't out chirping. So look at that. I learned something today.
I was doing my car this morning, and there was like a lot of cars out, but I definitely did notice, especially when you're like kind of close to the snow, it's very, very quiet. But I thought it was pretty interesting that dirty snow or old snow loses that ability, because it gets, you know, it gets dirty, it gets brown at some point. It's not as fresh.
It's not as pretty either.
You know, we are seeing a lot more storms coming up, and you know, it's only February. I can't believe it. I also loved your mittens video. We can talk about that later. But so we do have a couple more chances to just listen. It's very calming.
It is. It's soothing. I love it.
So
Yeah, you can always tell when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I feel like it snowed because it's so quiet.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just, and you know what? I think that's the most fascinating thing about the weather world. So
Love it. All right, I'm curious to see what type of snowflakes we end up with on Thursday.
yes, and you can, if you can always take a picture and send it to our Weather Authority email. You can ask all your questions there. You can email us at weather@wgme.com. We may be able to identify those little snowflakes for you.
Yeah, they're kind of like fingerprints. No fingerprint is the same, right? But
Exactly.
they have types, and it's the same thing like snowflakes.
Yes, yes.